Great. Welcome to Leader Lifestyle Hub, who we are a unique place for digital leaders to enhance every day. Today, we are here on the summary number 24. As we set the target of completing 200 book summaries, let us move on to the journey. And today's book name is A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of a Course in Miracles, written by Marianne Williamson. Let us hear from the Marianne Williamson, who she is and what she is doing. Marianne Deborah Williamson is an American author, spiritual leader, founder of Project Angel Food, a Meals on Wheels program in Los Angeles. Like we have Akshay Patra in our India. In the Los Angeles, she started with Project Angel Food, and she is a political activist. She has written 14 books, including the New York Times #1 bestsellers in the advice, how to, and miscellaneous category. She is also invented in the Peace Alliance and the Results Organization, both of which strive to end poverty and promote peace in the United States and around the world. Many of her books have been New York Times bestsellers, including The Age of Miracles and Healing the Soul of America. There are lots of books, and she is currently around 70 plus years age. And let us hear from this young and dynamic lady of founder of Project Angel Food. Let us see the targeted audience. A 33-year-old childhood abuse victim who is wanting to let go and forgive, means who got through lots of abuses and want to let go them. The 19-year-old college freshman who is wondering how to find purpose in their career. Anyone who wants guidance on how to live their life more peacefully and more happily. If you are one looking for happy life or peaceful life, then just take the lessons and try to implement these lessons. I recommend you to take lots of digital notes, keep hydrated, stay focused until the book summary is completed, and we will discuss at the end of the summary. Let us see the synopsis. A Return to Love will help you let go of resentment, fear, and anger to have happier and healthier jobs and relationships by teaching you how to embrace the power of love. Let us hear from the author, Marianne Williamson. It takes courage to endure the sharp pains of self-discovery rather than choose to take the dull pain of unconsciousness that would last the rest of our lives. In this world we live in, there is far too much pain and suffering. A lot of reason for this is that individualism is a rampant. People care only for themselves and satisfying their ego. Remember, powerful statement. People care only for themselves and satisfying their ego. What is the key to overcoming this plague of selfishness that is sweeping over us? Have you ever thought of the key for satisfying selfishness or overcoming this selfishness? The answer is love. According to the author, the answer is love. She believes strongly in its power, love power, and teaches all about it in her book, which is nothing but A Return to Love. A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of a Course in Miracles. Williamson teaches that to find true happiness and relief from the pain that life brings, we must turn ourselves over to the higher power of love, also known as God. This message is not one from or to any specific religion. We are not talking about any specific religion. It's all about the higher power of love. You can name it as God, you can name it as universe, anything. Anyone can receive, practice, and benefit from regardless of their benefits. So a small review. We really need less egoism. Generally, we don't know that we are having that egoism, but we really need less egoism and less selfishness in our world. And what we need is more kindness and more selflessness. As someone who values being nice, I really appreciate that the reminder that nice people don't finish last. Let us see the top 3 lessons. Here are the 3 biggest lessons from this book about refocusing on love. Whatever you think is causing your unhappiness, it always comes back to your root feeling of fear. Remember this, whatever you think is causing your unhappiness, it always comes back to your root feeling of fear. Let a higher power guide your career path to have a more enjoyable time at work and make a difference in the world too. Let us see the third lesson. People who are grumpy are most likely only trying to shield themselves from the pain of trauma, and they just need some love. Are you really to have your heart grow 3 sizes today? Let us go. Lesson number 1. Fear is the root of everything that causes us to be unhappy. If you ever be unhappy, that means that is the cause of fear. If you are a normal human being, chances are you have had your fair share of misery in life. In a normal human being life, there will be definitely lots of miseries passed off. Whether it's losing your job, whether it may be death of your loved one, or getting sick, or we all have crummy times in life. But whatever it is you are going through, the feeling of unhappiness is because you are afraid. Remember this, whatever your feeling is, your feeling of unhappiness is because of you're afraid, your fear. Don't worry though, it's not your fault that your upbringing makes you fear suffering. The odds are stacked against us when it comes to this truth. From a young age, you were taught to focus on getting good grades in school. Whenever we had in school days, our parents, our teachers made us to work towards the good grades in school instead of being kind to others. Learning to compete with your peers taught you the feelings of fear and contempt as a child, as you have known them too well ever since. From the from the schoolhood itself, we have acquired this powerful quality of competition. So, and we didn't have the proper kindness towards the others. Even once we graduate from college and go out into the workplace, we enter into the chasing. Our economic stability centers around fear. We are afraid to lose out on the best job and the home and the security that it brings. We are always afraid of upcoming challenges. Not only is the workplace full of negativity, but the world in general teaches us to fear strangers. Our news seems to only air the dreariest stories. If you see the magazine, if you watch the news channel, all the news might be the dreariest stories, horror stories. It's as if we have got everything working against us to keep us in a habit of fear. The barriers we set up to try to keep ourselves safe make it really hard to open our hearts to any kind of love. But there is hope, as we will soon see. Means you might be thinking, is there any solution for this fear? Let us see the solution in the next lessons. Lesson number 2. Being happier at work, making the world a better place, come from turning your career path over to a higher power. You need to turn your career path over to a higher power. Unfortunately, too many people only listen to their ego when it comes to their career and financial life. When we focus only on our preservation and survival, we separate ourselves from others who are the true key to our success. Only by opening our hearts and minds to the higher power of love and kindness, we can tap into our full potential. Only by opening our hearts and minds to the higher power of love and kindness, we can tap into our full potential. God put each of us here to make the world a better place. That's the purpose of your career, or to help other people, but the way you fulfill it might be unique. Each one has their own unique style. Discovering this meaning in your work could require you to go through a few different jobs. Which job you feel comfortable to help others? If you let a higher power guide you, though the lessons you learn in each position will become vital to your success. Sometimes you might be going for real estate. Sometimes you might be going for paper boy. Sometimes you might be going for cooking. Your higher power will guide you. Powerful lessons, whatever job you are doing that. No matter what you do, you can find your purpose in how it helps make the world a better place. Remember, the destination or the target you need to set is make the world a better place. When Williamson was working as a cocktail waitress, she found it difficult to see the difference she made. Then she thought about it, how it was just a matter of perspective. Looking for the meaning in her work, she made a quick discovery that her job gave her an opportunity to bring joy to her customers each and every day. Regardless of your work, it's better to focus on kindness and love than just looking out of for yourself. Instead of just looking for yourself, try to impact others with the help of kindness and love. Most employers would rather hire a nice guy than the self-centered one with an impressive resume. Most employers would rather hire a nice guy than the self-centered one, means those who are self-centered. Apart from that, people hire the nice ones with an impressive resume. Let us see lesson number 3. Try to understand the people who are mean to you. Most likely, all they need is a little empathy for what they have been through to open their hearts. Empathy means putting yourself in their shoes. I have a friend with a family member who was abused as a child. I have heard how this individual is ridiculed by the rest of the family, but my friend does not think that is okay. They understand that sometimes people with a mean exterior are only trying to protect themselves after the trauma they have been through. If we all had the wisdom of this person, the world would be a much better place. It's hard to accept that someone who hurt you may only be having a hard time dealing with the past trauma. But remember that you don't know what the people around you have been through. You always try to look from yourself. You don't know what the other person is feeling right now. And you especially cannot tell if you had acted any better had you been given that same lot in life as they have. Instead of passing on their suffering, we need to become more empathetic and understanding of those around us. So before taking a conclusion, before taking a wise decision, put yourself in the other person and then take decision. Consider an experience of the author Williamson once had while at a salon, means her hair cutting. While getting her hair done, a cold and mean customer walked into the room, worrying that she may get stuck next to this icy personality. Williamson prayed for some guidance. At the same moment, she heard the woman who had walked in open up and talk about her abusive father to the hairdresser. So the next time you see someone angry, just stop to think about the shield they are putting up because of their trauma. Everyone of the world try to put shields on you. It's up to you whether you want to cover yourself from the shield or whether you want to break out the shield. Showing them a little love will go a long way to making the world a better place. Let us understand these three lessons in mind map format. Let me repeat these three lessons. Whatever you are thinking, you are unhappy, it's all because of your fear. Let higher power of your love guide your career path. The ultimate goal that you need to set is make the world a world better place. People who are grumpy are most likely only trying to shield themselves. So showcase them with some love. Let us see the mind map lessons. A return to love. What this book is all about is a powerful call to surrender yourself to a higher power of love in the universe by rejecting your ego and embracing your love. Let us see the key takeaways from this book. All of our unhappiness stems from the fear. Remember this. Whenever you are unhappy, it is stemming from your fear. Change your state. We are all connected through a powerful force of God, powerful force of love, which someone calls as God or someone calls as a universe. Surrendering to a higher power is not an act of weakness. It offers comfort and guidance. God can also guide your career and help to make the world a better place. Remember, your ultimate target is to help others and make the world a better place. Let God guide your relationships and provide emotional healing. Release yourself from the past by finding forgiveness. Suppose somebody is trying to abuse you or somebody is trying to criticize you, just release yourself by finding the forgiveness or showing some love and kindness. Empathy and understanding can break the cycle of suffering and make you feel better. Empathy means put yourself in the other's shoes so that you will understand the cycle of suffering they are going through. Let us see the small conclusion of this book summary. The world will be a better place when we stop living in fear and start embracing love and seeing that we are all part of a united force. Remember, we are all a part of united force. To understand this force, you don't need to subscribe to any organized religion. You just need to recognize the higher power and you surrender to yourself to it. Higher power of love, whatever you call it. We are not telling about any religion. You need to recognize higher power and surrender to it. That's how you can return to love, the most powerful force in the universe. By letting love or God you guide through your life, you will find true happiness. So what is the action step from this? Whenever you start your day with love towards the God and the universe so that you will feel happy throughout the day. Start your day with love towards God and universe. Thank you so much. See you in another book summary. Until then, stay connected, keep